If you've ever been told you look older with makeup whenever you do your makeup yourself, then it's probably because your makeup looks something like this. But don't worry, because in this video, I'm going to help you to fix these mistakes so you can be able to achieve something like this instead. So make sure you stay tuned and keep on watching. First things first, as with all my other do's and don'ts videos, I'm going to be putting the don'ts on this side and the do's on this side. So let's get into it. So the first mistake I'm making is using too much cream product. Now, as usual, the bane of any makeup look is using too much product. You might think using a lot of cream products is actually going to conceal and hide your imperfections and make your makeup look smoother, but it's actually very much going to do the opposite, because it's actually going to be more difficult for you to blend out all that product. And even if it might actually give a smooth finish on camera, it's going to look very heavy, cakey, and unnatural in real life and make you look older. So you want to cut down on the amount of product you use. And while I would also not advise you to use too little product, you want to use just enough product to conceal and hide your imperfections while giving you that skin-like finish and making you look younger. Now, the next mistake you want to avoid making is the wrong placement of your products. I see this every day on my channel, just as well as I seen the previous mistake, and as well as other beauty gurus. The placement of your product is one of the key aspects to helping you achieve a well-structured and flawless base. Because if we're enhancing our beauty with makeup, that includes our facial structure, which is basically our face shape. So if you alter your facial structure with makeup, it will definitely affect how your makeup will turn out and make you look old. And I go into more details on this later on in this video, so you definitely want to stick around for that. Now, the next mistake that can absolutely make you look older is using either too little or too much powder. Using too little powder is going to make you look very oily, make your makeup look muddy, and it's going to make your makeup to settle in your creases and your fine lines, accentuating them through the course of the day and making you to look older. While on the other hand, using too much product is going to make your face look very dry and cakey and very heavy, and it's just going to accentuate your fine lines and make you look older. So you want to use the appropriate amounts of setting powder to set all your makeup in place. Now, on the don't side, I'm just going to go in with a lot of powder and start to bake, and I'm not going to set anything before baking, and I'm just going to pack on that powder as much as I can, and I'm going to leave that to set for a while. On the do side, on the other hand, you see this creasing around here. I'm going to blend that out with my concealer brush. You could also use a beauty blender for this. Then taking my powder, I'm going to put the excess off at the back of my hand and just take a little bit and looking up. You want to do this immediately you set. If not, it's going to crease again. Don't look down and just go ahead and set that in place with that little amount of powder. And you want to press it into your skin. You want to take a powder brush, start to press that into the skin and dust off the excess. On this side, I'm just going to, and as you can see, it's very difficult for me to even dust off the excess. And now I'm going to set my contour and my blush in place. And you don't want to swipe the powder like this just to get the most pigment out of it, because it's just going to make it appear more muddy than it actually is, and it's going to look very patchy, very muddy, and not natural at all. Very heavy-handed. So what you want to do instead is to lightly pick up the product and build up the products on your skin as you go by dabbing on top of that cream contour that you've blended out, the set that cream contour in place. So you're not swiping to try to move the contour around, to move the products around. You're actually trying to set it in place. Now, on this side, I'm going to use a setting spray to melt the powders into my skin. But on this side, I'm not going to use any setting spray. Now, the next thing that makes you look older with makeup is thick block halo brows. Do I even need to say more? Now, unless you have really sparse brows, you don't need to draw on your brows. All you need to do is to fill in sparse hairs with short, light, hair-like strokes and define your arc. And clean up your brows, probably just beneath your brows without touching the top part of your brows. And you're good to go. If your brows are too thick, it becomes the center of attraction and using a concealer that is the same shade as the one you use to clean up beneath your brows, to clean up the top of your brows, is just going to add to the problem. And these mistakes will take away the attention from the rest of your facial features to focus on the brows, and it's just going to make you look older. It won't look okay like this. It actually looks okay like this. Don't do this, please. I absolutely hate cleaning up my top brows. I personally do not do that. And it's because I tend to make a lot of mistakes. See, it has never worked for me. Ever since I started learning how to do makeup, I have never, ever been drawn to cleaning my top brows because it has never worked for me. It just makes drawing brows harder for me because I just can't get myself to get it to look correct. And it works for some people, I'm not going to lie, especially when you do it right by using your foundation to actually clean up the top half and not going too close to the brows that you have drawn. It actually works to define that place and just clean everything up. But for me personally, it has never. Never. You know, I've been looking at it for so long, and aside the tail end of the brows actually looking too long, I don't think it looks too bad. Like, it's giving 2016 brows, but it definitely makes you look older. Don't get it twisted. It just doesn't look as bad as I thought. For the do style, you want to take some brow gel and brush up your brow hairs. This is going to make it so that your brow hairs stay in place so that you can see the sparse areas that you need to fill up. Another mistake that is going to make you look older with makeup is choosing the wrong eyeshadow color. Now, I know the trend nowadays is to play it safe and avoid eyeshadow altogether and just focus on getting that flawless, clean base or that clean girl makeup aesthetic. But there are certain occasions that actually require an eyeshadow. And if you're an eyeshadow lover just like me, then you want to make sure you're not choosing the wrong eyeshadow colors for your makeup look. For instance, choosing a purple eyeshadow with a red outfit, it's just going to look harsh and shouty and make you look older than you actually do. And I'm going to show you an example of the look that I did, and the combination was just not good. It was not combining and it made me look older. So you want to stay away from wrong color combinations, and if possible, as a beginner, unless you have a makeup inspo that you're actually trying to recreate, you want to try to play it safer with eyeshadows by using gold shimmers, silver shimmers, and bronze shimmers, or making sure you're wearing a neutral outfits like brown, beige, black, white, colors like that with a colorful eyeshadow, because these colors complement one another. Now, to show you exactly what I mean, I'm going to be using a green and purple eyeshadow on the blue side. So I'm using purple in my crease area and go ahead to apply green to my lid space. I don't know why I'm actually liking this. Why am I like? This was not supposed to look this good. It's giving like a mermaid type of eyeshadow look. But does it complement the outfit is the question. Because if it doesn't, it's going to look unnecessary. Exactly. It's going to look heavy and it's not going to look as good as it's going to look if it complemented the outfit. Now, on the do side, I'm actually going to go for a bronze shimmery eyeshadow to complement my outfit and to bring out my facial features better. But first things first, we need to give our eyeshadow a base to work with. You see how this looks very muddy and smeared out? We don't want that. So we're going to give our eyeshadow a base to work with. Another common mistake that lots of people make nowadays that actually makes them look older with makeup is following every single eyeliner trend and eyeliner style that comes out, whether or not it's good for your eye shape. And the truth is that it doesn't work that way. There are certain eyeliner styles that are less flattering for certain eye shapes. For instance, wearing a very thick eyeliner, especially as someone with hooded eyes, is only going to make you look older, especially if you go ahead to pair that with a very black eyeliner on the lower lash line. So what you want to do is to study your eye shape and work to enhance it. So for instance, if you have hooded eyes, you want to stay away from really big eyeliners unless you know your way around it, you know how to work around it. And if you have really small eyes, you want to stay away from using very black liners on your lower lash line and stick to something more natural like brown eyeliners, nude eyeliners, and white eyeliner. Or if you have round eyes like I do, then you actually want to slightly elongate it with a winged eyeliner. Now, another teeny mistake that I see people make is skipping mascara, maybe because your lashes are too curly or something. You don't want to skip mascara for any reason, because after applying all those powders, your lashes will tend to get very powdery and lose its color. So you want to bring in that volume and length by adding a mascara to your lashes to just make it look better. Now, this doesn't get talked about enough, but applying really thick lashes that do not fit your eye shape is only going to make you look older. So you want to not necessarily apply a very thin lash, but you want to look for some lashes that's going to accentuate your eye shape and your facial features and apply them properly, because that's key as well. Finally, the last mistake we're going to be talking about is choosing the wrong lip color. Now, just like the eyeshadow, you want to make sure you're pairing your lip color with your eyeshadow color, because if you choose the wrong lip color, it's going to make your makeup to look off or shouty or harsh. And things with me make you look older. So to avoid making this mistake, especially as a woman of color, one thing you want to do is to use a lip liner and then choose a suitable color for the eyeshadow and the outfit that you'll be wearing that day. For instance, if you're going for a really bright eyeshadow like I have on here, you want to go for a more subtle lip color to tone down that eyeshadow look. Or if you're going for a really subtle eyeshadow look like I have here, you could go for a really bright nude color. But when in doubt, always go for a nude lip color and you'll be good to go. So on this side, I'm going to go with a red shade, and I'm just going to apply that without a lip liner around my lip. And on this side, I'm going to line that with my lip liner before going in with the same red shade. And as you can see, I'm avoiding going to the edges because I'm going to blend that out. And guys, this is the finished look. This is the result. This is the outcome. Now, if you look on this side, a lot is going on at the same time. The brows are really trying to take the center of attraction. The eyeshadow is also struggling for the center of attraction. The lashes are doing the same thing. The lips are doing the same thing. The lip is so crusty and dry because of just that liquid lipstick that I put on. The whole face, the whole base is cakey. And as you can see with this side, it looks so harsh, so heavy. My fine lines are very much accentuated on this side. Even when I'm barely moving my face, you could literally see them. Even my smile line, it might not show up so much on camera, but in real life, you'd be able to tell. And it might not look so bad actually, but this side looks better. Definitely looks better. Now, remember I said I would go into more details on the wrong placement of your products earlier on in the video. It's because this is usually common with highlighting and contouring, and I show you exactly how to put the right placement of your contour and your concealer in this video here, so make sure you check it out. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then please consider subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in this video. Bye-bye.